Well, I am just so grateful for everyone for showing up here with me today. I'm Jennie Wolek. I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I have a real estate business with an amazing team. And each year, we're so blessed to get to help so many families. We get to help about 100 families a year, year over year, lots of years. Some years have been much higher, some have even been a little less, but right always around that sweet spot of 100 families a year, which is amazing business. And we're so grateful. And the best part for me, most of our business comes from repeat and referral activity. These are people who know us and trust us and like us. And so, how this little mini training session came to be is that I just shared in my Facebook group, Your Journey with Jennie. I was playing around with something that we do in our business, and we've done it for a really long time. We give little gift bags along the way at three different touches inside of our helping and working with clients. And so this little guy was what got y'all excited. So I was looking for updating our gift touches because I wanted them to be purposeful, intentional, helpful, valuable. And I thought, it would be really helpful, mostly for a buyer, but also for a seller. And who doesn't want just a little mini tape measure that is easily thrown into your purse or backpack? Because you never know, you might need to measure something. I just thought that was darn cute, very easy to get your logo added and things like that. So that got y'all excited. I said, would it be helpful if I shared what we do inside of our business in order to help lots of families? You said, yes, let's see it. So here we are. That's what we're going to talk about today. So here's another fun part about today's world. Today's world is not like it was when I got into real estate 25 years ago. Now we have the amazing benefit of Canva and ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever your AI friend of choice is. But now we have so much technology and tools that can make some of this so simple and easy. And so what happened was after the response of you guys wanting to hear what we do with our client tough touches, I just went into my friend Claude and I said, hey, we always have given small, what we call swag bags, gift bags to our clients at three times during the transaction. At the first consultation, under contract, and then at closing. And I said, here's what we currently do, but I'd like to mix it up and to make it more purposeful and intentional, and maybe even add in some new stuff or get rid of things if that's appropriate. And so Claude is so smart and came back with a really great plan. It was using what I already gave it, the information we already had, the tools and the things that we already did, and then also had some fun ideas and ways to make it purposeful. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'll do a teeny bit of training and then we'll dive right into it. So this is what I named the referrals in the bag. This is today's training class. After class, I'm going to send you, and you will be able to find the resources that I'm going to reference. So I was able to have different documents and checklists so that that can be now a part of our system. And so the idea behind this is that we're intentionally gifting to our clients really to build loyalty, referrals, and raving fans, but also just to stand out from the other agents. I mean, are other agents bringing little goodie bags when they're first meeting with the clients? And ours are just a gift or a goodie bag. Yes, most of the things are branded, so that is, of course, is intentional, but it also should be something of value and has a way that you can like be funny and silly about it too. And I'll show you here in a minute what I'm talking about. So gifting as a business strategy, you probably have found that it's true. You can stand out from other agents. It can be intentional or valuable, but we know this to be true that 73% of buyers and sellers choose an agent based on a referral or past experience. So they're going to, if we give a great experience to our clients, they're highly likely going to share our name with other people, and those they share with will likely use us because of that name and because of that trust that we had established with our clients. And so you've probably also figured out, if you've been in business for a minute, that it is more expensive, 5 times more expensive to acquire a new client than just to retain the ones you already have. So that is the goal of our gifting, is that we're not only helping them through the buying and selling process. Of course, we're educated and we're helpful, but we're also having some fun touch points along the way. And here's the thing, a memorable closing gift can generate 2 to 3 referrals the following years. We see this over and over again. Is us giving these little swag bags at these touch points actually generating the referral? Probably not. It's a part of the overall package and experience that we are sharing. And so the reminder here is a lot of the things I'm going to share with you are not expensive. You don't have to do everything we do. It's just an idea. You can go make it your own, have your own conversation with your own chat to figure out what is a good plan for you. Now, the idea here is 3 simple principles. This is context over cost. Like I said, this does not have to be a super expensive endeavor for you. It's just a thoughtful touch. Practical over pretty. Our clients are busy. They are navigating the buying or selling process. It's a lot to take on. And we want to give them things they're actually going to use and not things that just sit on the shelf or get thrown away. And then number 3 is story over stuff. Every item should actually mean something. So whenever we are doing this with intention and there's a reason behind it, it actually becomes a moment or a laugh or a time where they can see that we have thought about and care about them through this process. Now, here are the 3 touch points of our journey on our team. We have done this for, gosh, probably 10 years. At the time of a consultation, I have always believed that I want to stand out for one thing, and I want to give them something to impress upon them that I take this very seriously. We are professionals. We do this all day, every day. We are helping clients through the real estate journey. And so by being a little more thoughtful and showing up with a gift bag at the time of a listing appointment or a buyer consultation, it just stands out. It just does. The other touch point is when they go under contract. This is when it's exciting. We know that it's awesome that they got under contract, and so we want to keep adding in some value and some touch points at this point as well. And then lastly, closing, you got it. That's what comes at the end. Now we're here. Let's celebrate. And here are some things that they can have going above and beyond. That you can see that you can totally have one item inside of each bag or gift or whatever. It's all up to you. This is your business. Don't have to do exactly what we do. Ours has only grown over time and it always just keeps getting adjusted and actually using things that we are seeing value in. But that's where this all started, right? Is because I realized that, hey, you know what? Maybe some of the touch points that we're doing aren't as valuable or they don't make sense. And so this is it. I'll just share with you guys. If I can see everybody here. So this is it. This is in the consultation bag that we first give. I'll give you the example here. This is just a white little paper bag that we ordered online, and we throw in some tissue paper so it actually feels like a gift. And so in that side of our consultation bag, remember this is at a buyer consultation or a seller appointment. This is when you are face to face, having the whole, going through the whole, all the questions and building rapport and connecting with them, understanding their wants and needs. And then at the end, you're going to leave them with this gift. So I tease, especially with buyers, some of these may seem a little bit more relevant and you can play with it as you like, but we just have a branded water bottle. I mean, going forward, when we get through with all of these water bottles, I may ditch this. You know, it's plastic. I don't know how everybody has a water bottle these days, but for now, it still works because we have them. And it just has our logo on it. And we tease because we say you're going to need to stay hydrated through this process. And so make a joke of the items that you are giving them. The other thing that then I switch to funny is, well, this journey might also lead you to drink. So here is your koozie to go along with that. We give them this branded measuring tape because I think buyers and sellers might need this, like I said before. So this could be valuable. This is something new that we're just adding in. We've had this, and I think these are valuable too. Just little sticky notes. It's not a huge pad. And it was not expensive to get lots of these little logoed sticky notes. I mean, you always need to be taking notes or whatever, and then a little branded pen. Again, these don't have to be branded. It's just kind of the idea of in the buying process or in the selling process, these things might be valuable. The other thing that is in here is a dry erase marker. Now, where this came from is what we have just added, and this is a new part to our presentation, to our bags, and I'll get to why the dry erase marker matters. This is also something you may or may not need it, but these are little earplugs. How cute is that? Now, why in the world do we have earplugs? Well, past couple years, the market has gotten a little wonky and things have changed and shifts happen. And all these years of real estate experience, I know this. But at the same time, this book had come out, and this is part of our first time home buyer or a buyer who has not bought in a while. We give them Your First Home, this book. This is an awesome, awesome resource. It's written by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. We did this as a book club on our team just to kind of remind ourselves and refresh ourselves of the process from the buyer perspective. And as we were having conversations as a team, one of our team members says, Gosh, it seems like the buyers are hearing things from other people. Like their great uncle was in real estate 20 years ago and has an opinion on the inspection process. Or, the next door neighbor has heard that this is how you price a home or how you negotiate and all this stuff. And so as we were talking about it, I was like, gosh, it's like we just need our clients to put in some earplugs and just, not listen to anyone else when they're going through this process. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. And as we're reading this, Your First Home book, it actually says it. I need to probably tag what page it's on, but it talks about please trust that your real estate professional is the professional. And you may start hearing from other people that'll start talking about the process or pricing or negotiating. And please trust that your realtor is the one who knows how to best help you. And so I just thought that was pretty funny because it had already come up as a team, that exact same conversation. It's in the book, and I thought, well, guess what? We are going to make little earplugs for our clients, and we give them to them at the time of appointment and tease with them. So now we're getting to talk about it and address it up front as, hey, people might start talking, and so you can just put in your earplugs. So anyway, that's kind of fun. The thing that we've added is this these new one pagers inside of our folders, and I just bought a laminator. We're gonna get them laminated. But the whole idea is that I was realizing we have our buyer and seller presentation books, and we go through these with the client at the appointment, walking them through the process. But then sometimes, do they ever forget the things that you talk about on the front end? Yeah, they do. And so this was my thought is what if we give them, and this will be in your resource folder afterwards, we'll send this to you, but this was just from my conversation with Claude. Hey, let's make a checklist for them. And so what you can do and why we're going to dry erase it and give them a marker is so that they can just mark off through the process of where we are, what we've already done, and where we're going, and the timelines and what comes next. Yes, we're still talking with them and lining out the process, but I thought maybe if we give them some ownership too and empower them, it's inside of their bag. They see from the start that we are different and we're going to help them through the whole process. So that's something that we added. And then there is a seller version as well, because the other part that I wanted to share with you is recently, inside of my Facebook group, Your Journey with Jenny, I also shared this is I realized inside of our seller presentation books, we did a lot of conversation about understanding their wants, their needs, their goals, and all of that. But what was missing was really the what happens inside of the pending process. Because I don't know if your business is like our business. It's not always the hardest part finding the buyer or getting the home under contract. The tougher part is holding the deal together. There are the inspections, and in today's market, buyers are negotiating and sellers are needing to make repairs. There's appraisal and timelines and all of these things that must be met. And sometimes I was finding that we didn't really cover all of that up front because, right, you're not even there yet. So that makes sense. So I uploaded, this is just a tip for you to do, and maybe try this out yourself. I just uploaded our Oklahoma real estate contract, or the main contract, and then the financing addendums. And I said, hey, can you please help me with a frequently asked questions document to provide to our clients, buyers, and sellers separately of tips and reminders based on the timelines that are in our contract and the numbers that are a part of it and things like that. So it was a beautiful conversation with Claude. We had a great one where we were able to update our seller and buyer consultation books with the whole process so that nothing was left out. And that's why I wanted to add these next step cards and the closing roadmaps to our gift bags. So that's the idea here. All of these are items you could take them or leave them, but just giving you some idea. Now, the under contract bag, very similar. We just have an older bag that's brown instead of white. It just has an old logo on it just to make it look different. Doesn't have to be different. It could be the same thing. It could be in anything, any kind of bag that you want to put it in. But the idea here is this one used to be we had sparkling wine inside of this, like, celebrate, you're under contract. And, that is sometimes just the start of the new challenges. And it also was pretty expensive. It was like 15 to 20 bucks to get a little 4 pack of sparkling wine that isn't even great. Uh, Quality. And so I was like, let's redo this one. So this is the middle bag. This comes at the time of under contract, most likely being delivered to the buyer at inspections because we're getting under contract. And this one has gone very simple. We do a lot more on the front end and on the back end, but in the middle, it's still just a nice little touch point. And inside of here, we are like super easy breezy, some packing tape. In the old days, I used to have logo packing tape. Don't worry about it. Not worth it. Doesn't matter. Just one little thing of packing tape and a Sharpie because they're going to start needing to start packing. And that's the message. Like, all right, it's time to start packing. Let's start getting things going now, whether you're a buyer or a seller. And then this one is going to include the roadmap. And this one again was one that I thought, gosh, are we dropping the ball on making sure that they understand all of the timelines, who is doing what? So in here, it has your transaction at a glance. So the acceptance date, inspection deadline, appraisal deadline, repair deadline, all of the different terms that you have in your contract, just list them out, closing date. Because sometimes we think that they get this or they're reading our emails or whatever, but now it's also in writing so that they can be actively checking off or referring to it, not having to go chase down an email or text their agent and say, hey, who's our title company or attorney, however your contracts work. Listing even the agent, your name, your phone number, the transaction coordinator, if you have one, the lender, title company, inspector, things like that. This was just another way to give some more value and to keep them updated along the way. Now, finally, we're almost through here with what we give, and I'm happy to hear some ideas from y'all. But a bottle of bubbles. But this has a caveat. We have a VIP form that we encourage our clients to fill out on the front end. So when we first go to the listing or buyer appointment, part of their email messaging has a link to fill out the VIP form. So at this point, we know if they what their celebratory beverage is. If it's not champagne or bubbles, then therefore it could be Dr. Pepper or whatever they enjoy as their beverage of choice. The fun idea here, I'm about to drop everything. The idea here, we just made this little sticker and it just says sip, sip, hooray. Congratulations. It covers up the front of the bottle. This is one of my favorite bottles of bubbles. It's called Gruet. It's like 20 bucks or less. You can go fancier if you'd like, of course. And so that's a budget thing as well. So if you wanted to do a little Vouv or fancy things up, that totally works too. The other thing in the closing bag is a branded tote. We're getting these updated and made. This is just an old tote because people will use quality bags, right? So has a little insulation, bought it online, some website, it doesn't matter. In today's world, you can go do a Google search. But this one we're getting updated. This is the sample and it's just jute material and it's nice. And so remember, this is at closing. So they've already, shown their loyalty, you've worked together and they're getting a fun little bag. This also is a little sturdier. So whenever you are giving them the bubbles to celebrate, that makes sense. Now, with this branded tote that's the one thing that we're getting updated. Um, we are also including some messaging that gets into what we call Tulsa looks good on you. So Tulsa looks good on you. This is our own thing, and this may not be your thing at all. But we have a Facebook channel called Tulsa Looks Good on You. It's an Instagram. It's our Facebook page that gives so much value. We interview local businesses, we promote local restaurants. And so maybe this is where you could start adding in more community stuff or what might be coming up down the line with your client giveaways and things. And so this is just a coffee mug because we're starting to tie that in. And then we have this little branded keychain. These are pretty cheap. You are not going like super fancy on some of this stuff. But the idea is still really simple, passing over the key if you get the chance, if you're face to face with the buyer, for example. And some of these are going to be more buyer or seller specific too, right? So this is the buyer side. We're going to give them either a local, because we love local, maybe it's a local gift card to a local shop in town. We've got a soap company and it says we had these made that says I Heart Tulsa. And so we give these little candle or soaps so that they're maybe a guest bathroom or something. And then the new home survival kit. We're working on this right now. I just had a proof made of just a little multi-tool. Whenever you move into a house, you might need like a screwdriver or a box cutter, a bottle opener, things like that. Again, just ideas, nothing you have to go start spending money on, but maybe you could start slowly folding in some things. The other part that's in all of the bags is a handwritten note. We just have, thank you so much for trusting us. We're so honored and excited and just grateful. And so that really goes pretty far as well. Seller side, exactly the same. The only thing we do a little different, and it's going to depend on the seller, is just having a little custom home portrait. We've done this before, small, very small. Just take the front of the home if the situation is appropriate, and you can have it watercolored. Doesn't have to be a lot of money. I'm telling you, technology and tools these days are fascinating how great they are. And maybe it's just put inside of a little picture frame. It's a keepsake. Because remember, sellers, if they're moving, they don't necessarily want more stuff. Totally get it, especially if they're moving out of town. And so the whole idea with the seller experience is making sure that it fits what's happening. And this part about the custom home portrait or coaster, very affordable for one, and also nice little keepsake and memory maker for them. And maybe that is also appropriate on the buy side. Sometimes it could be. And so it's just a system. It's a task. 2 weeks before closing, does this client get this thing? And if so, then we're going to make that happen. All right, so these were just the things that we swapped out. Really not that important for you. It was just kind of taking some of the stuff we had, adding in new things, or moving it to a different bag where it was more intentional and the timing was a little bit more appropriate. And here's just kind of the budget. Um, all of this or most of this is branded. I believe that branded items are a write-off as a part of your marketing expense. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a CPA. But whenever you buy logo and branded things, then that is helping you hopefully get the word out as well. But the idea here is that say that this is a $70 investment per client and a referral generates definitely more than $70. So are these little tips or tools that you could add into your business to just make a difference and stand out from the other agents? Um, Whenever you want to maybe think about this and implement this into your own business, is what are you already giving or what do you already have or what's important to you that would be helpful or valuable to your client and batch them. We literally batch them so that our agents can grab a consultation bag. They can grab an under contract bag. Their closing bags are prepped and ready to go whenever they have a closing. Yes, sometimes you might need to tweak or adjust, and that's okay too. But I hope that this has helped. Oh, in the chat, if you're here live, Shy, our amazing assistant, has added in the PNG of our coasters, which we have used in the past. And then the third reminder here is that add your story to every item. These are things that are, you could tease with them about why we have this. We might get a little thirsty. This home buying process will, you need to stay hydrated, have a hydration break. And so whenever you're playing with your clients, they are definitely connecting with you and feeling special. And so there you go. Those are just the last one is just make it your own. So for us, it's about getting our clients to then come and connect with us, not just as a real estate team, but as a community giver. And that's really important to us. Um, and then let's see, let's wrap this up here. Gifts don't build relationships, but intentional gifts do. Are these gifts or are these branded marketing materials? Well, they're really kind of the latter. And so there may be a client that requires a special touch. I noticed that, having consistency and systems are very important, very important. And if you're the kind of agent that needs a little bit extra personalized touch instead, well, go for it. Make that the case. We do have those conversations with our agents, with our admin, and maybe sometimes our clients need a little extra or different or special or whatever. And it's your business, so you get to make that decision. This is just a way to have your processes set up on the ready, grab the bag, take it to the client, win the listing, help them through the process, get them under contract, and celebrate at closing. So, if you guys found some interest or some value in this chat, I do have an upcoming class called The Aligned Agent. It's just where I share the things that we do in our business, how I've worked through becoming more aligned with my core values and with my focus and our intention. It just is a great way to build a business that you love and a life that shows us. So, I do have an early bird discount on that. We'll send you that link as well. I think we're good. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing up. I know this was swift and speedy, and I just wanted to get it out there so you can get some fun ideas that you can maybe add a little fun to your client experience. Have a good time with it. Don't go bust, the bank. Don't start spending lots of money if this isn't in your budget. Just baby step it. You can add in a few little fun ideas just to stand out. So I hope that you enjoy it. Let me know if you need anything. We'll send you the recording later on. Bye, guys. See ya.